that God is more willing to receive you than you are even willing to come to Him? The person was too good.
And yeah, that's what failure does to someone. Like when you fail at something, maybe even repeatedly, it makes you feel like you're not good enough. It makes you feel like you lose confidence in yourself.
You have a sense of self-worth.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith, and if you're just seeing me for the first time, you're welcome. In today's video, we want to talk about something, and it's just, starting afresh, ending the year well. 2025 is coming, new year, new me, but I'm not doing this alone. I won't be talking to you guys alone. I have someone here that's going to carry us along. She's going to give us a lot of gist, guys. So let's hear from you. Her name is Chinonso. You're welcome, Chinonso.
Thank you.
What do you have to say?
I'm so excited to be here, right? I'm so happy to be doing a video with my friends. This is like our first ever video together.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here.
We've planned and planned and planned, but finally,
we
thank God. Yes. Okay, so you really want talking to us today. We're here to learn and enjoy ourselves, gist and all of that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what's your experience, starting something new?
Okay, I think I would say I have two major experiences starting something new. When I got born again in 2016, that was like my major first experience because that was when I got matured more. Like the other things, I was still growing. I was a child. So when I got born again, it almost felt like it was more of a divine help something. So it wasn't that difficult. The Holy Spirit just helped me. I got born again. A lot of things just started new and everything. But I think the second one is the one I would call starting a new phase. Yeah.
Yeah. So which one do you want to talk about? First experience? Do you want to share with us? How was it like? First experience?
The first experience, that's like my salvation story.
Okay.
Basically, it's funny how major experiences in my life have been in December because I gave my life to Christ. I'm serious. Jesus. I'm serious. I gave my life to Christ in December 2016, and I want to share this story soon. So I think I was meant to come home for Christmas, and then somehow my dad just told me that one of my auntie gave birth in Enugu, and I was schooling in Usuka then, so I should just go to Enugu and assist them. Everybody in my house was against it. Let Favor come home. By the way, they call me Favor at home, but online I'm chilling also. So, and it didn't work out that way. I had to go to Enugu and join and help out my auntie. It was not in the village, it was in Enugu town. So I wasn't really happy, but it was something I had to do. But I am very grateful for that experience. I'm very grateful that my dad insisted that I go to Enugu to spend Christmas. Because if I didn't go to Enugu to spend Christmas, I don't know if I would have been born again by now. No, even if I was born again, maybe it wouldn't have happened that time. Maybe it would have taken longer. Okay, what happened was that in December, after Christmas, on the 26th of December, I met my cousin. We were just talking about life, talking about everything, and talking about struggles. And he just told me something. And he said, do you know that God is more willing to receive you than you are even willing to come to Him? I'm serious. That was just...
Did you hear that? God is more willing to receive you. Guys.
Yeah. Obed Okona, yeah. My cousin was the person that told me that. And when he said that, nothing else happened. He said, we just talked about life, struggles, everything. And we prayed together, not salvation prayer, not any, just prayed that God should help. And then everything became new. I don't know what happened, but the Holy Spirit just came.
It was just something that changed.
Something changed, and it was not in a crusade, it wasn't in an unusual. We're just, the way I'm speaking with you, that's the way it was on the 26th of December 2016. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So it wasn't that you came out for altar call or
I've attended
fell under
plenty.
anointing or
I've attended
something.
plenty altar call in my life,
Nice
but
one.
nothing
That
changed.
reminds me, if you haven't watched my salvation story, please go and watch it. Just go and watch it. So let's talk about the second experience. I think I'm even interested. Let's hear your second experience, starting something new.
Okay. So the second experience was in 2022. I don't know if I should say 2022 was the most difficult season of my life, but let me say it was. I passed out from youth service in 2022 February, and after that I started graduate training program that I lost. A lot happened. A lot happened. I started a new job in August. I struggled getting a job. There was no job. Nothing was happening. A lot was just happening. And then I think the summary of that year was that I chopped breakfast.
Wow.
Yeah, I got 7 breakfast in 2022, and Jesus Christ, 2022 was. And then I also struggled with my spiritual journey, with my faith. I don't know, it was just a lot.
When you're in the relationship.
Not really because of the relationship. That year in my life, a lot. There was just so much. Everything was just there. Everything was just there. I was going to church. I'm a worker in church. I was active in church, but a lot of things. I knew I was missing out something. It almost felt like maybe it was like a purpose. I didn't know it. I didn't know a lot. I was not just certain. I was confused in 2022. I think so. A lot.
And it happened in December.
A lot of things happened. I think the summary of it was the breakfast I was sent. I was sent in December. I think it should be on the 11th. Yes, our choir, we're the same choir, by the way, yeah. And we had love feast, and it was on that love feast that everything started, and just kind of.
It's a good thing you've let everything, go. So let's briefly talk about the job you lost, and then we talk about the relationship.
Okay, so after service year, I started a graduate training program. I got it. I don't know, God helped me and I got it. And it was more like a creative kind of space. We're into video editing, audio editing, animation. So it was more like a setting for creatives. And so it was through my creative ability, my writing, because I write, that I was able to get the graduate training opportunity. So during the graduate training program, it was meant to be 8 weeks, and a lot happened. But what led to me losing the opportunity was we were given a course where the way you have courses on Coursera, we were asked to prepare a course. Yes, so bring a topic, create a course that people can take online. Yes, so me and my partner, we appeared two. So me and my partner, we tried doing something. So by the time we were meant to also defend it. By the time we finished, we defend the topic, why we chose the topic, what we have been able to do, and all that. So by the time we defended it and everything, I thought I was doing the best I could do. Hey, Jehovah Lord. But by the time they were now judging us, they now said we came last. Out of all the groups, maybe the groups were like 10, and we came last. See, God, it broke me because I didn't know what went wrong. I felt my course was very reasonable. I felt because I'm interested in business and the course was on something about business, starting a new business and all that. So I felt I had done my best, but maybe sincerely my best wasn't good enough. Yeah, true. Because we have to admit excellence is something. So maybe I wasn't as excellent as I was meant to be. And it broke me sincerely. I think throughout 2022, that particular experience made me feel like I was not good enough. Yes, I kept on every situation I would just be like, I could not even get this. I could not even get this.
And yeah, that's what failure does to someone. Like when you fail at something, maybe even repeatedly, it makes you feel like you're not good enough. It makes you feel like, yeah, you lose confidence in yourself. You just feel like I don't even need to try anything. Like if I try it, I'll still feel like, do you understand? So that's what failure does. It makes you have this, there's this, it occupies this space in you and be like, there's this subconsciousness you have. If I, even if it's just maybe opening water bottle or something, you'll be like, if I open it, water will splash or something. You just feel like that's what failure does to you. Sorry, I cut you.
No problem. So it's broke me almost throughout the year of 2022. I couldn't forgive myself that I lost it because to me it felt like the perfect work environment.
Well, how far have you gone in the training, or how far
Okay, it
did you
was
guys
meant to be
attend?
6 weeks,
Yeah.
8 weeks. I've just done 6 weeks and I was asked to go home. They
That's
just
even a
came.
good thing. 6 weeks out. That's just remaining 2 weeks.
Yes, and
But
the thing
then-
is, after the graduate training program, they will be employed in the office. So
I
that was where the
see.
stuff was very painful, and the like after the whole training, after everything, you choose where you want to specialize, maybe audio editing, video editing, and animation. And to an extent, I'm a creative, so I love doing a lot of those stuff. Even voiceover. I was before I left, there was this particular voiceover for an animation I wanted to do. They had already chosen me that I would do it until they told me to go home. Hey God, I felt so broke because what is this? Like, what it meant was that initially I thought I was going to get a job immediately after NYSC or start working. If you see the office space,
Oh my God.
very fine. So imagine just losing everything and going home to
What do you
nothing.
start thinking of? You've already, arranged yourself in your head.
My sister, you can imagine.
You're going to get the
Big
job.
girl, you start living large.
I get you. I get what you mean. Wow, that's a lot to guys. Like, forget the gist, that's a lot actually. You've already planned this is how it's going to be, and it turns out to be it is well. So we're still going to talk about, measures, measures you can also take, to start new. So let's talk about the relationship.
What do I say?
Brief gist.
Because if you want to start, it's gonna be long.
Brief gist.
So it's gonna be
let's
brief.
go.
So 2022, I think I said that I was so unsure about a lot of things. I was so unsure. I don't know where. Maybe it even started after I lost that job because I lost that particular job in April. And before even I lost the job, I was even feeling maybe somehow insufficient in doing the whole training. I felt some people were doing. So I don't know if that was part of where the whole challenge started for 2022. So for the relationship, during that 2022, we're not having, I don't even know, I was just confused. I felt I was not ready for life. I felt I was not, like, I don't know if I can do anything. Sincerely, if I could do it well, if I was ready for anything serious. I just felt I needed time, I beg. I just wanted to rest. So I think that was where the problem started. Yeah, because if somebody wants something serious and you just give me excuses, okay, let's calm down. Because now the truth is, it's important to get to know yourself. It's important you put your life in order, but you can't put somebody's life on a hold because you are trying to put your life in order. So it's important to even settle yourself, recognize what God wants you to do early. So that by the time you're entering a relationship, you're not perfect. You're not perfect, right? But at least you have a sense of purpose. You have a sense of self-worth. Like, you believe in yourself. You love yourself enough. I don't really know what happened that year, but the year was a lot. So I think I was just so unsure. Maybe I even felt the person was too good. I don't know. Yes, maybe I felt because during that year, I was just having a lot of, I was struggling with my faith. No, I said that, I mentioned that earlier that I was going to church, but I felt I wanted to do more. I felt there was more.
So was he limiting you?
No, he wasn't limiting me. I think the problem should be for me. I was just so uncertain about the future. I was so concerned. I was scared. Not because of him, for myself. I felt I wanted to be the best of what he could even get. So then I was telling myself, give me some time. I need to grow. I need to grow, and it's not a bad thing, right? To take time to grow, and I think that's why it's important to learn to do this early, right? So that you will not keep somebody and say, wait for me, I want to grow. So because I realized that that a lot of things were happening, I needed to put myself in order. I didn't know what was happening. So each time we just talk about, oh, we're talking about the future, I'm like, leave future, leave future, because I was so scared. I didn't want to. Yes, I'm serious. I was so scared. I didn't want to.
The problem was not wrong with him.
It wasn't. It wasn't because he did anything. Okay. But I think where the problem was that I asked for a little more time, and he was like,
he was impatient.
He was impatient. So that was where the problem was. So I didn't want to be self-breakfast, but he felt, and I told him, just, I see where the thing even happened in December. We just talked briefly. One day, I don't know, we just had some conversations. And I told him, you know what? He kept on bringing up issues like, oh, the future, getting married, something. I said, okay, let's leave this talk first.
So the issue was not with him. He just needed time to grow, to know
just
yourself.
Process everything that was happening in 2020. As I said 2022 was a lot. I think at some point I was even depressed because there was no job. I'm serious. Because then I was just crying, I said, God, what is this? I don't have a job. I don't have this. At some point, and I later got a job. But then there was so much unfulfillment. That was when I realized I was not getting some money, but I was not still fulfilled. So that was when I started saying things like, can you just hold on this talk? Let's not, because I felt a lot was happening. And then in December, when we were just one day, he brought up the talk about the future and everything. And I said, you know what, like the talk was so intense. I was overwhelmed. And I said, you know what, please, let's just see everything. You know what, just give me some time, I beg. Let me just give me some time, maybe 1 week or something. Maybe let's know how this whole thing is even happening. I didn't mean it because I didn't want it to go anywhere. Yes, I just said it because just let's leave this talk first. And I said, so because of the way it was, I said, you know what, let's know how this thing will be, let's know how next thing is going to be. So the next time I now spoke with him, and I said, you know what, that during that time I called a lot of people. I called some people in the youth church, some of these are mommies. I was texting them.
To give you advice.
To give you advice because I didn't know what to do. But the more they spoke to me, the more confused. I'm telling you, this person will talk to me, this person will talk to me. I'll be confused.
What were you talking about?
I would tell them, oh, I don't know if I should still stay with this person. The person didn't do anything wrong. I said, I don't even know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm feeling. But I can remember in December. Yes, I was just worried. But it was not just because of it. It was because I felt I wasn't ready. I felt I wanted to be the best. I didn't want to be the person I wanted to be the best wife. I wanted to be the best mom. And I felt my present situation was nothing. So I didn't want to come and give a broken pieces to somebody because I don't know what happened that year sincerely. I don't know. But I said, is this what I'll carry and give somebody? So now, you know, something I've heard stories of people getting married and then because the other person wasn't completely healed or something, the whole marriage and they stay having crisis. And you will hear them say, oh, maybe if we understood better, our marriage wouldn't have ended. So because of those things, I say, is it not better I just settle this internal conflict? Yes, he just put myself together first. Spiritually, because I was not even measuring up to what I felt I should have done. I said, will I be the wife that will not be praying? Will I be the mother that will not be able to teach her children? I was thinking, maybe because I was thinking so far, I was just thinking, I said all these things, I want to be the best. I just wanted to be the best. So I told this person. So by the time I now spoke with him in December, I told him, you know, because I was scared of letting him go or anything. And I said, you know what? I think everything is fine now. I said, everything is fine. There's nothing else. We are going. I said, go where? Where are you going? Sincerely, yes, now that was how it happened. I was shocked. But before then, in December, I prayed. I said, God, I don't know, I'm just tired. I need space. If this whole relationship, I didn't mean it when I was praying, but with my sincere heart, I wanted God to just take over.
Yes,
I wanted God to align everything. So I said, God, if I have to let go of this thing, I'm willing to let it go. I don't think I was willing to let it go, but I was praying to God that I was willing. You know, sometimes
At
God
that point,
sees that.
you
Yes, I was
just-
willing to. If it meant
But
me just
deep
being okay,
down,
deep down in my heart, I
you
didn't want
can
it.
still.
Yes, I didn't want. So when he now said that, I don't remember when I prayed. God, I can let this thing go. But sincerely, I don't want to let go. He has been my friend for the longest of time. We've been friends from childhood. So it was sad that I had to lose a friend because I lost, would no longer become who we used to be. Right? So it was a lot.
Let's talk about starting the new year. What are the measures you took to start the new year? Share with us.
Okay, so as I said, it was in December. So my December was so true. So I think the first thing I did was I recognized that the year was not what it was meant to be. It wasn't beautiful. It wasn't good. There was more. And if you understand God, God has the best for His children. So, but 2022 was a lot. So I recognized firstly that 2022 was not my best, and that I needed more in 2023.
Okay, so I just want to put this out there. 2024 is about to end. You didn't have the best year. Your mates are getting married, buying cars, doing their masters. A lot is happening to everybody. This is not a time to beat yourself. Just a time to be open for the new year. Surrender it to God, right? Surrender the new year to God. Just come openly and say, okay, oh, this year I wanted to get my dream job. I didn't, get that job. Next year is for you. God, take control. This year I've been doing it with my own knowledge. I've been doing things with the wisdom I have. But this next year I want you to take over. So recognizing that this year I didn't really, do you understand? These things, you need to put them in check, right? The year is coming to an end. Be grateful, thank God. But then still recognize you need God in everything, right? And just surrender your new year to God. Next point.
Yeah, the next point, she has mentioned it already. That's what I wanted to say. I surrendered to God. I came to the end of myself. I remember I went for a retreat in December. I went to church and I just went to the garden. And I said, God, you know what? This year was bad. It wasn't good. I was heartbroken. I was hurt. It was not what I wanted. So I came before God and I said, you know what? I don't want next year to be like this. I know that most of the things that happened, it was not because God did wrong. It was obviously God doesn't do anything wrong. Every good and perfect gift comes from God. He does everything good. He does everything well. So I recognize I had to do better. Like I had to, and who am I? Where do I want to start doing better? So I said, God, you know what? Run my new year for me. I don't want to put in my hand. I didn't have a plan for 2023. I didn't have a plan. I just said, God, take over. You know what? And I remember I told God, it is my year of delighting in you. This 2023 is my year of delight. I was what? Sincerely, all those things, the job I lost, everything, I had to bring it before it fits.
Funny how similar things happened. To be honest, I think I need to even share my experience in another video. But just a brief summary. That 2022, I also almost got recruited in a job. In fact, I'd already started training. I did like 5 interviews. 5 interviews, no, for how much? Like, after doing the interview, the fifth one, like, I'd already even started, there's something they call shadowing. I'd already even started practicing and all. Then my relationship now happened again. That's in 2022. I just went, but there was one day I now had to say, God, I can't do it on my own. Like, it was so much on me that I was willing to, I said, God, even if this relationship doesn't work again, I will still worship you. If it works, I'll still worship you. Even if it doesn't work. See, there's a point in your life you get to that there are some things you say in prayer. You see, sometimes you be like,
From
you not you
heartbreak.
see.
You're so
It's
hard
not like you
and
don't
so
mean it, though.
heavy.
You mean it, though, but deep down you're like,
Yeah.
God, just take control. So it's funny how that year too, 2022, same with me. 2022, we started getting close towards that year, right? Ending of that
They
year.
were speaking, but we are not there
So
talking
close.
about all
Yeah.
those personal stuff.
So funny how she too 2022, mine 2022, really two things. I'll talk about mine some other time. Because at some point then, there was a time they called for altar call and I had to just rededicate my life to Christ because I felt like there's something wrong. There's actually something wrong. Job, relationship, what's happening? And I just be like, God, take control. And funny how the year now ended, somewhat with the assurance that 2023 was going to be better. And that was what happened actually. I had the best year last year. Like 2023 was awesome for me. Like
it was
very great.
It was, and I think the reason why it was not awesome for me because everything went the way I planned it. But it was good because I handed it over to God.
To God, yes.
And I was just trusting Him along the way. My relationship with God shifted. I started praying more. It was not like I was not hurt or I was not missing people, but it was better. And so that the truth is that when you are letting go, that doesn't mean you will not remember things. Right? It's not like you will not remember, but now you are letting go and handing it over to God for God to like comfort you. God comforted me. So it's not like things will supernaturally change because you are surrendered to God. No. You might not get a new job immediately because I didn't get a new job. You might not get a new relationship. I still have a relationship. But you would have hope. You would have vision. You would have clarity of purpose. You would have assurance that God is with you. You would just draw nearer. You understand more of what God wants because you surrender to Him and you handed everything over to Him, and then He's going to step in, comfort you, give you purpose, give you clarity, give you hope, and all that. So it's not like it's supernaturally change.
Yeah, talking about purpose, right? It's going to give you clarity of purpose. For myself, what happened in 2022 was just a roadmap. Let me put it that way: a roadmap to what God is using me to do, or what God will use me to do in this coming year. So it was a case of, everything happened and I felt judged. I felt like, I'm being condemned, even when, okay, fine, it's my fault, fine, you blame me, but I didn't feel safe anymore, talking about what happened in 2022. So I started this Purity Hub Tribe this year in collaboration with one of my favorite aunties, Auntie Peace. I spoke to her about the whole thing and kick off. Like, she's this kind of person. Start it. We started it and God is helping us. 2025 is officially starting, and it's just a safe place where you can easily talk about, I was once, this person in the past. I want to do better. It's just a confidential, space. Purity Hub Tribe, if you're not following us, please go and follow us on Instagram. We have an IG page now. Purity Hub Tribe is just a community of believers where you just, share a burden or something you're trying to let go. It's not a judgmental zone, trust me. It's not a judgmental zone. It's just a place where you feel safe. Look for who to talk to, and of course,
you see how a vision was birthed?
Do you understand? So things will not just happen. They call it papa. It's not just happen that way. It's going to take a process. You've surrendered to God. You've prayed about it.
I think He would, even as you surrender to Him, He will work on you. Before those things will now, because He wants you to. He needs a particular version of you to be able to access what He has for you.
Exactly.
So I think sometimes that process of surrendering just said, okay, I think this my child is ready to be trained and to be groomed to be able to assess what I have for him or for her.
Yeah, very true. So if things are not happening, if this year, you didn't get a job, it's not just going to happen, next year you get a job. This year you didn't buy a car, next year you didn't do your master. No, it's going to be gradual. what's the next point? Measure you can take to start the new year.
Okay, I would say have a goal.
Yeah.
Have a goal. Don't enter the new year carelessly. This was something I did in 2022. Though my goal was not like buy, do this, do this. My goal was to just delight in God because I knew that my life was so
That's
my
for
plan for
2022.
2022. So for 2023, I planned that I was going to delight in God. That was my only plan. But along the line, he intercepted the plan of delight. I was still delighted, but he gave me more things to do. I started reading more. I was able to join a particular challenge where I read. I started reading more books, and by November of that year, I was able to start a reading club. I will not say it was just for that period. It was a reading club that lasted for 1 month, and I was able to help other people. This is coming from somebody who was struggling with reading, somebody who was struggling with a lot of things, but because I had a vision, right, to delight in God, God gave me more ideas. It was not like I planned it initially. So, yeah.
Yeah, so please don't enter the new year just like that. Have a plan, have what you want to achieve, no matter how small it is. Like just write your plans down, get write them down. Let God just pray over it and let God just take over. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Yeah, thanks for coming here to grace us with your knowledge and your experience, everything. It was so fun. It was so fun, and I'm really happy. If there's anything you're going to learn, you learn that every phase of your life, no matter how bad it was, right, it was for a reason.
True.
Everything happens for a reason, and just know that God has not left you. He will never judge you, even if something terrible you've done in the past. He will never judge you. You had terrible past, and just leave it in the past and forge ahead. Like just move ahead. And yeah, I think that's all. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Yeah, and we'll see you in our next video.